Welcome to How to Write a 5-Paragraph Essay. I hope that you find this informative. The writing process begins, of course, by reading the writing prompt. I have one here that we can use as an example. Peter the Great, Tsar of Russia from 1682 to 1725, forced Russia to westernize. Were his reforms beneficial or damaging to the Russian people? Explain. So once we have an idea of what we are to write about, it's time to start with our pre-writing. And there are many ways to do the pre-writing. The most common are mapping or brainstorming and free writing. And I have an example here of what brainstorming looks like. This is obviously on a different topic, but you get the idea. You write down the things that you're thinking about in regard to the topic and just let the ideas flow from there. The pre-writing strategy that I've used for this prompt, however, is free writing. And I have an example of that here. Basically, I just started typing. You can handwrite this, of course. I didn't worry about spelling. My punctuation is really terrible, but it helped me get some ideas going. I wrote about what I already knew about Peter the Great and westernization and just kept typing. From this, I understood a little bit better about what direction I wanted to take the topic. I knew that I wanted to talk about how westernization helped women, how it helped Russia become a world power, but also how much damage it did. So with these ideas in mind, I started doing my research. I did my research online, just went to a Yahoo search engine and typed in Peter the Great. You can certainly use books that you have available at school or in a library, but it is important to know what your teacher's policy is on sources. Some are okay with Wikipedia, others want research from scholars only, so make sure you know this before doing your research. So I found some interesting bits of information on a website, and this is where it talks about women down here, so I found that interesting. And I basically copied and pasted it into a Word document, making sure to note my URL so that I can cite my sources later. So with that done, I came up with 3 points that I wanted to use to support my ideas that I have, and I have that here. My 3 main points are basically how it helped women and how it helped them become a world power and helped them protect their borders and their people, but also that it had a lasting impact. And because I knew what main points that I wanted to talk about in my paper, I could then write an early thesis statement. And here's my early thesis statement. Early thesis statements, you want to make sure that they talk about your 3 main points, but you also want to make sure that it's not too broad or too narrow, but that it answers the question that the writing prompt is asking. So this is my early thesis statement. I do plan on it changing because once I start going through and writing on my main points, I might find that I disagree with something that I had thought previously. So this is the completion of step 1 of how to write a 5-paragraph essay. In step 2, we'll talk about preparing your paper using Microsoft Word, so stay tuned for that.